Lawmakers voting to expel one of those three Democrats, Vinay.
And that was Representative Justin Jones from Nashville. Robin, this place erupted when that happened. Abby, we know around 9:15 somebody reported a fire at building 9212 here at Y12. The officials here say that they were working with uranium when that fire happened. And this is how most people get to Pigeon Forge. It's how you get to Sevierville. It's how you get to Gatlinburg. So this is how people get to the busiest national park in the country. I want to show you this interchange right here is the one we were worried about. It's the busy one. Buc-ee's is like right on top of it over here. The Senate and the House are split over what they want to do. The Senate wants to pass 3 bills and then leave. The House wants to pass 27 bills and then leave. If you are in the city of Knoxville, the city will actually come and pick them up for you. So they say put them on the side of the road. On top of that, we've had melts and refreezes, and this is what it looks like now. You're just seeing sheets of ice. Census data from 2010 and 2020 show about 1,200 more people live in the few blocks surrounding the stadium. A pre-dawn bus ride.
We are in very dire need of help.
Began the 4-hour journey in search of help.
We've been out of water 3 different times in the month of November.
Up and down the aisles, it's the same story over and over. No water or dirty water. Larry Jarrett couldn't shower this morning. He had to take a sponge bath.
We have no water. It's been out for 12 days.
Ron Cooley spent time in the hospital last month. When he got back, he didn't have water at home.
Neighbors had to deliver water to my family because we didn't have water.
Patricia Rogers built this cabin on English Mountain in honor of her late son. So far, her family hasn't been able to visit.
They may get halfway up here and you have to call them and say, you got to turn around and go back home. There's no water.
This is why 30 people from English Mountain rode together to Nashville, hoping someone will intervene.
I have not received more complaints of any other utility district.
State investigators say East Sevier County Utilities Board mismanaged the system and took no steps to fix the failing infrastructure.
The infrastructure gravely needs to be repaired.
On Thursday, the state board overseeing local utilities voted unanimously to initiate a contested case. It would set hearings to oust the East Sevier County Utilities Board.
I am tickled to death. Thank you so much.
For Jerry Hayes and the people from English Mountain, they have hope for the end of this years-long journey for clean water.
Please help us. We're not asking, we're begging.
Each year, Wreaths Across America celebrates people who have served by placing a wreath at their gravesite.
10 News reporter Vinay Simlot shows us how one group of volunteers goes to make sure every veteran is honored.
For each of these men and women who dedicated their life to our country, this group dedicated a day to honor the sacrifice.
It's a great time of year to be giving something back to our ancestors.
9 miles away from the cemetery, the journey begins in North Carolina with a 25-degree boat ride across Fontana Lake. Each person, armed with a wreath, begins a 7-hour pilgrimage.
Fairly easy hike, yes.
And no work at all compared to what she did for her country. Retired Army Sergeant First Class Carla Miller served 3 tours in Iraq, her first during Desert Storm. Compared to the fighting and the threats of terror in Iraq, a day in nature is not so bad.
Well, it's a lot nicer when you're out doing this.
After 3 hours in the woods,
Which way?
the group dedicates a moment to each veteran buried here.
Greenberry Brooks, date of birth 1889, date of death 1913, war Philippines.
Each wreath, each flag serves as a reminder of the sacrifice.
It's really no work at all to go 14 or 15 or 20 or 100 miles to respect the people that fought for this country.
Because a few minutes honoring service members for these hikers makes the day getting there worth it. Reporting from Fontana Lake, I'm Vinay Simlot.
New tonight, 2 of the 4 candidates running for mayor of Knoxville face criminal charges. A jury convicted one candidate of assault. Prosecutors charged the other for selling and storing liquor illegally. Good evening and thank you for watching 10 News Night Beat. I'm John Becker. Crime and politics collide in the race to become mayor of Knoxville. 10 News reporter Vinay Simlot explains the fight in court for two political candidates battling to lead this city.
An evening on Gay Street turned into an 18-month battle for Constance Every. Testimony at trial showed Every started yelling at Nama Sushi employees because she couldn't order over the phone.
We were having an unruly customer at downtown Nama Sushi bar.
Employees told police she yelled and accused the manager of only serving white people.
She got very, very nasty very quickly, all over the fact that she got here 15 minutes after we closed.
She threw a lamp and shoved an employee, warrants state.
And then she said, I should gun you down myself, blah, 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 blah.
Coffee. Because I'm going to search you. Look, make sure you ain't got no gun on me, no. Call a woman officer. Call a woman officer. You're a male. You are a male touching me. You're male touching me. I don't have no gun.
Police held Every that October night in 2021.
I'm not yelling. No. It's called distress. It's called traumatization. It's called white men on me with no female officer.
Last month, a Knox County jury found Constance Every guilty of misdemeanor assault and disorderly conduct.
Please fire that gun, you swear ahead.
The body camera video was entered as evidence in the case. Video showing the context of both sides of the interaction.
And you know what is astonishing? Is the mayor and the rest of them go out of their way to kiss that ass. That worthless, misbehaved piece of shit.
Meantime, Richard Lawhorn used to own Billiards and Brews in West Knoxville. In 2020 and 2021, he fought a health department pandemic curfew.
We know.
This is video from his 18th citation for keeping Billiards and Brews open beyond accepted hours.
Am I getting two of them? No.
In February of 2021, the city of Knoxville revoked the bar's beer and local liquor license. In January of last year, the Tennessee Alcoholic Beverage Commission revoked Billiards and Brews' liquor by the drink license. Yet when law enforcement raided the bar last July, they found 20 kegs of beer and other alcoholic beverages on site, and undercover agents were able to buy alcohol at Billiards and Brews when the bar shouldn't have sold them, citations say. At the time, Mayor India Kincannon called Billiards and Brews the single most flagrant violator of pandemic safety measures. While he was still the owner of Billiards and Brews, Richard Lawhorn explained his fight against the city.
For India Kincannon to lose the election, she's been a train wreck of a mayor.
In June, a Knox County grand jury indicted Richard Lawhorn for illegally selling alcohol. Now, Richard Lawhorn is suing the city he's running to represent for those pandemic restrictions. He says he wouldn't comment on the lawsuit against the city. He says he wasn't aware of the indictments against him and threatened legal action against us if we reported them. Meantime, we asked Constance Every for an interview about her charges. She called WBIR racist. She agreed to an interview, but then texted me saying she would only talk to me if a black person conducted the interview. Every faces sentencing August 3rd in the assault case. In October, she and others face trial on charges they disrupted a Knox County meeting, John.
Despite the legal trouble, those candidates can still run for mayor.
They can, John. Tennessee law says if somebody's convicted of a felony, they can no longer run or qualify for public office. All of the charges Lawhorn and Every are facing are misdemeanors.
Vinay Simlot on this story tonight. Thank you, Vinay.